So 3 times Omkaram. Om Tat Sat.
Om Tat Sat.
Shri Krishna Parabrahmane Namaha.
Shri Krishna Parabrahmane Namaha.
So, today's topic will be Atmani Pashyanti. Topic is Atmani Pashyanti. That means we will be able to see the soul. And it's a very surprising topic because Lord Krishna said at many places regarding Atma in chapter 2, 25th sloka, he said that Avyakto ayam achintyo ayam avikaryo ayam uchate tasmat evam viditva enam nanu sositum arhasi. Avyakto, he said it is not visible to anybody at all. Anybody, nobody can see the Atma, nobody has seen Atma. It is not visible to anyone. Avyakta, he said that. Now such Avyakta, he said in other 2-3 other places, Acharyavat Pashyati Kashit Enam. He said in chapter 2:29, Acharyavat Pashyati Kashit Enam. But some people have seen this with surprise, wonder. What is this wonderful thing? When in their tapas and all that, when it is completed, when they have done that tapas and they have the devotion in their heart, very few people, to such people like Vishwamitra and all that, he did tapas. So, and the Atma appeared before him, and they seemed to wonder only, awesomeness. Oh my God, this is Atma, they could not say anything else. So such people have seen rarely with wonder. And in chapter 8 also, he mentions that about soul only. Avyakta vyakta sarva pravanti aharagame ratyagame praniyante tatra ye avyakta sanjike bhuta gramasa eva ayam bhutva bhutva praniyate ratyagame avasha partha prabhati aharagame पर तस्मात् भावो अन्यो अव्यक्तो अव्यक्तात् सनातनः स सर्वेषु भूतेषु नश्येषु न विनश्यति अव्यक्तो अक्षरा इत्युक्तः तमाहु परमांगतिं यं प्राप्य न निवर्तन्ते तद्धाम परमं धाम. He is also in this chapter 8 he is mentioned from sloka from 18 to 21. He mentioned that avyakta vyakta svabha, whatever we are all seeing, we are also avyakta in a way. There are 3 things in the entire in our life we have to know. One is material energy. Material energy is one. Our bodies are being formed. The second thing is avyakta, amlo. We are the soul principle, Sivabhuta. And the Paramapurusha, Parapurusha, Purusha Para, Paramatma. That is the third one. These 3 are different, entirely different. Only these 3 are there. We are there in this energy, but third one we are not able to reach. There is the second part, Avyakta. So this our soul principle, like before born we are not visible to our parents. And after we leave our body we are not visible to anybody else. So that is Avyakta part. So this Avyakto Akshara Ityukta Namahu Paramam. This is actually we are all Paramangatin. We are all unborn actually, Ajanma. But we are in the modes of material nature, we think we are being born and we are dying. But actually we are not being born, we are not dying. We are Avyakta Akshara, we are Paramatma Swarup. So in this context, today's topic is Dhyana Ina Atmani Pashyanti. So this don't see this Avyakta, God is saying it is Avyakta, soul principle is not visible at all. And on the other hand, he is saying, Ashayavat Pashyatenam, he is saying that some people wonder. But now we are going to the subject proper. In chapter 13, in 24 and 25, he mentioned that Dhyanena Atmana Pashyanti. Kechid Atmanu Atmana, Anye Sankhena Yogena, Karma Yogena Chapare. So he says that it is not visible at all, but gradually he is diluted his statement. He said to some devoted people, it is visible. First of all, he said nobody is able to see. Secondly, as he gone into the 18 chapters of Bhagavad Gita, in chapter 13, he mentions that Dhyanena Atmani Pashyanti, Kechit Atmano Atmana, Anya Sankhya really convincing. So we are, some people are able to see. So let us be part of that some people who are able to see Atma after some time. So in English if we say translate this, the meaning of it, some perceive the self in the self by the self through meditation. I repeat this sentence. Some perceive the self in the self by the self through meditation. That is the meaning of Dhyana actually. Others by the discipline of Sankhya Yoga and still others by the Karma Yoga of action. So in the three methods, anyone is able to see the Atma. So first thing is Dhyana Yoga is recommended. Like when we sit in meditation in our homes and after some practice, gradually after some achievement of some kind of a degree of discipline and some kind of a control, quality of discipline, quality of meditation, you may be able to see the Atman, maybe after some time. It's 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, keep doing meditation, and then you may be able to see. So, through meditation. Secondly, and that how you will see, some perceive the self, in the self, by the self. You will see in this body only. In this body you are there. We are there in the body only, no? We are not outside this body. So, we see the self in the self.
By the self.
By the self. Through meditation. By the self means by the intellect, purified, that refined intellect. That is. So, others by discipline of Sankhya Yoga. So some people are, they don't do meditation, they are knowledgeable people. They are pandit and they are all, they speak a lot of, what is that called, discipline Sankhya Yoga, Jnanam. They got a lot of Jnanam. Puranam, Vishnu Puranam, Padma Puranam, Matsya Puranam, Kurma Puranam, Durga Puranam, Shiva Puranam. They know so many Puranas, they have a lot of knowledge. Some people, not everybody, but such people are also able to see the Atma. Third type is still others by the yoga of action, like Karma Yoga. Yoga of action is Karma Yoga. So if we are keep doing say Nishkam Karma, so we don't do meditation, we don't have knowledge, that Jnanam, that Sankhya Yoga also we are not. The Sankhya Yoga is, as I told you one day, it is nothing but telling about the Prakriti, the nature, 36 elements and all that. And then the Purusha, that Jivatma, how it is, that they have interacted. This is Sankhya Yoga and the Parama Purusha. That is Sankhya Yoga will be telling you. Someday we'll have a class on that also, sir. And third one is the yoga of action. Let's say we don't either we don't have knowledge or we don't do meditation also, that 100%. So for example, such people see the Atma by the yoga of action. Yoga of action, Karma Yoga. If we are doing our Karma Yoga, say in our day-to-day lives, our daily lives, so we are doing action unselfishly, Nishkama Karma hum log kar rahe hain, maan lo, then we will be able to see the Atma. That's what he said. Nishkama Karma, God said, it is also one of the methods to see Atma. So what is recommended by us is, in our daily interactions within our family life, happy mundane life, we must try to do the yoga of action, that is Nishkam Karma. Then that also will lead us. Okay, this is one way of seeing Atma. So, oh Arjuna, there are some who burn in the fire of the discrimination, the explanation of this. So, there are some who burn in the fire of discrimination, the impure mixture of the non-self and the pure self. There are two things actually in the world. One is non-self, which is nonsense. So what is he talking nonsense? Like this non-self, non-self and self. The self and non-self. Self is Paramatma. Remaining else is non-self. One is self and second one is nonsense. He is talking sense, you say, to some meaning to it. If something is illogical, illegal, he is talking nonsense. So similarly, there is some self and something is non-self. So self is Atma and remaining everything is non-self. So there are some who burn in the fire of discrimination. We all need to have the discrimination. That is what is good, what is bad, what should be done, what should not be done. This kind of intellect is called discrimination. So there is a fire. What is going on? Discrimination says that you don't jump into the flood. You will work. But those guys who are out of bravery and all that feeling, oh, nothing will happen, I can easily cross over. they may cross over that, or they may get flood. They may, whatever is the, depends on the situation of the flood. So discrimination has to be used. Also, fire is burning, we should be guided to the fire. But then there are some people who discriminate and they come there, depending on the situation. All the things are there. So in the we have to burn in the fire of discrimination the impure mixture of the self and non-self in the pure side. That is what it is. So that is Dhyanena Atman Pashyati. That means that this is the meaning of this. That means it's not just simply sitting in the room in a corner and ऐसे योगासन करो, सुखासन में बैठो, पद्मासन में बैठो, and keep saying Om Parmatma. That's not the he's talking about. I'm telling you, internal hidden meanings of this. What is the meaning of meditation? Meditation means we have to burn in the fire of the discrimination. That is the fire of discrimination. In the fire of discrimination, we put some oblation. That is called the mixture of the impure mixture of the non-self and the pure self. That means कि जो हमारा जो अवगुण जो होते हैं, से मेरे अंदर जो काम क्रोध लोभ मद मोह मात्सर्य ऐसा impure mixture of non-self होता है, वो सब उसमें डाल देना है pure mixture. That means I should keep reducing my anger, my desire for things, lust, anger, greed, pride, attachment, jealousy, these kind of things. I should keep on putting that fire, the fire of discrimination. So that means what? That means in the fire of discrimination, if I am going to do some action, if that action says to me that the results will be bad, you will be harming others, I should not do it. That is, I should control it. I should distract myself. I should not do harm to others. That is called meditation. But now they break through. Such people break through the 36 principles of creation and extract from them the pure essence of the self. Such people, like Janak Maharaj and all, they say that Sita Mother, no father, he did such things. Oh Arjuna, through the insight that comes in meditation, they see themselves within the Supreme. Through the insight that comes in meditation, when they are doing say, unselfish works and this kind of what you call unselfish work, then they're working for the good of the world. They see the insight that comes in meditation. They see themselves within the Supreme Self. Actually, you see, God doesn't want anything. What you can take to the God, you tell me, for example. Say, what do you want? Say you like Lord Shiva, or for example, Lord Rama you like, or Lord Krishna you like, Lord Sriman Narayan Sri Hari you like, for example. So, to a person who you like, you give some gift. What gift we can give to Lord Krishna, you think? What can I give him? I cannot give him anything. He doesn't take anything from this world. Lord Shiva, what can I give him if I go to Kashi Vishwanath? What can I offer him except to the Panditji? I keep offering the fees and some kind of dana and dakshina. Except that to Lord Shiva I can offer nothing. He doesn't take anything from us. So God is like that. So we should, if you want to become God, we should be that unselfish. We should do unselfish actions. So next is, others according to their destiny concentrate on the self through the Sankhya Yoga. In the Jnanam also, we are trying to acquire some Jnanam, some Sankhya Yoga. This is as per according to our destiny. As per our destiny, according to our destiny, we are trying to get done Sankhya Yoga. So, according to their destiny, concentrate on the self. We are now again concentrating on self. We are only talking about Atma only. We are talking about Paramatma only. We are talking about Sri Krishna only. We are talking about the self only. We are not talking about anything else. We are not talking about any earthly things, material things, mundane things. We are not talking here. We are talking about only Atma. This is called Sankhya Yoga. So others according to their destiny, we are trying to study Bhagavad Gita at this time and this day. Hey, it's our destiny to study. So through personal self through Sankhya Yoga, and yet others seek him by relying on the path of Karma Yoga. Some others, third party, they through the path of Karma Yoga. So first party is purely concentrate on the God, Dhyana Yoga. They do everything in Dhyana Yoga and all that. And second part is the knowledgeable people, Pandit Log and all that. Third people is the Karma Yoga part people. They others seek him through the. We are all seeking only through him. It's not guaranteed that he will appear. So much of karno, the way action. But God को demand नहीं कर सकते तुम क्यों नहीं मेरे सामने. But we are only seeking. him to the Pharaoh. Aniyetu evam ajanata srutvaniyeva upasate. The apicha atitanantiyam mrityum shukaya. The fourth type of people also category also mentioned. That yet others not knowing this worship, having heard it from others, and they also cross beyond the death, devoted to what they have heard. That is fourth category. Fourth category also is mentioned. Earlier three categories are over. Fourth category, yet others not knowing this worship, having heard it from others. Like हम लोग कभी सुन रहे हैं. So I am also listening to Mahatma Lok, and you are also now listening to Bhagavad Gita. Yet others not knowing this worship, having heard it from others, and they also cross beyond the death. There's such people also God is saying, they also cross beyond death, devoted to what they have heard. So जो भी हम लोग सुन रहे हैं, for example, we are listening. God is Aja Nitya Shashvata. I am Purana. Then we are listening. Aja means birthless. God is birthless. God is eternal. God is permanent. No. God is indestructible. That's what we are listening. Soul is, God means here we soul, and there is a soul inside our body. That kind of thing. So such people, what they are listening to that, and accordingly they do the worship, like we are worshipping it. So once we are worshipping the God like this, soul like this, they also cross beyond death. हम लोग भी उसको क्रॉस कर जाएंगे. Death cannot touch us. That Yamdev, God Yama, he will not leave anybody. He will not leave anybody. But even such Yama also, God Yama, Lord Yama, Lord of Death, we cross him also. He will not also able to touch us. ठीक है सर? We cross beyond death, devoted to what we are just, our mind is always filled with Narayana, even at the time of stage, Narayana, Om Namah Shivaya. Since he is beyond the death, we also are with Narayana or Shiva only. Yama cannot come there to take us from the Lord. This is many instances like Markandeya, this kind of Puranas we have heard it. Markandeya was an ardent devotee of Shiva, and after 14 years they said he will die. But he kept on worshipping. His parents told him, "Bhai, Shilpa Pradhana karko." He kept on doing only Shiva Pradhana, Shiva worship only. At the time of death also, the Lord Yama comes in to take away. When Vishnu was embracing Shivalinga, he Lord Yama take away. Lord Shiva comes there, instantly there is there, and he turns this Lord Yama immediately with the Trishula. Tell him, Shiva, don't touch my mind. Beyond it, Chiranjeevi is existing. So that is the power of the people. It shows the power of the people like you and me, devotees, who ardently praise God like that. So anyway, Atmana Pashyanti, this is the meaning of that. And there are two. This is as per the chapter 13, slogan 24-25. There are 2-3 more. In chapters he mentions about this Atmana Pashyanti, that is why I have taken up this topic. Then in chapter 15, he mentions from slokas 7 to 11. He says कि ममेव अंशत जीवलोके जीवभूत सनातना मनसष्टानि विराजति शरीरं के तवाप्नुति यच अप्युत्तरं ईश्वर विधिकृतं संयात वायु गता निवास्यात् श्रोत्रं चक्षुस्पर्शनं रसनं ग्रहणीयं च अधिष्ठाय मनुष्य विषयानुपसेवते उत्क्रामन्तु स्थितमपि पुञ्जानं वा गुरान्वितं विमूढान् अनुपश्यन्ति पश्यन्ति ज्ञानचक्षुषा again Atmana Pashyanti. Atmani Pashyanti ज्ञानचक्षुषा. That is, in English what is say, then he, the Lord, the Spirit, the embodied self, departs. Like you and me, what I mentioned, you and me, we are all the embodied self. That we must always remember. We are not this body, physical body. We are beyond this body. We are the embodied self, the Lord, the Spirit, the Supreme Spirit departs. When it departs, remains in the body. Either it departs, remains, or enjoys sense objects, while accompanied by the qualities, the sattva, rajas, tamo gunas are accompanying us. In the body always they are there. That you must also remember. Now we are in Tattvagana mode. Right now at this time we are listening to Bhagavad Gita. We are studying Bhagavad Gita. We are practicing Bhagavad Gita. We are listening to Bhagavad Gita. We are trying to understand Bhagavad Gita. we are trying to worship Lord Krishna and Bhagavad Gita, that is because of this Satuguna. Right now Satuguna is there in us. Later on if Tamoguna and Rajoguna is there, then we will do different activities. Because qualities nobody can win them. So at this time we are accompanied by qualities that deluded do not perceive. If there are two types of people, one is deluded people, second one is the people with the eye of knowledge. People with eye of the knowledge. There are two categories of people only in the world. Either they are deluded, they are not deluded. Undeluded people, people with the eye of the knowledge. But people with the eye of the knowledge, they see him. Deluded cannot see him. Deluded people cannot see him. So deluded people say, no, there is no God, what is he talking about? They say, deluded. They are already deluded. Mudha. Mudha. Then Yatanta in Sloka 11 of chapter 15, Yatanta Yogina Chayanam Pashyanti Atmana Avastha. Again he is saying, Pashyanti Atmani Avastha. Yatanta Yogina Chayanam Pashyanti Atmani Avastha. Yatanta Api Apratatmana Na Yenam Pashyanti Atyuta. So like that. So he says that the yogins is striving to see him, the embodied fraction of the Lord, situated in the self, but the unthinking those of unperfected selves strive but do not see him. So if we are perfected selves, so we got the eye of the knowledge, so we are yogins, we are striving to see him, then we will be able to see him. तो उससे कि अभी आदमी घूम रहे हैं ऐसा ही तो जा रहे हैं तो they don't care, they don't read, they don't understand, वो ऐसा ही निकल जाते हैं. There are multitudes of people, not only this, there are crores of people. We must understand that God is possible to reach quite well, but we should try, and He is the one. He is there, Mother Nature. We must understand that. Why I am dwelling on this is, as a students of Bhagavad Gita, what is our job? Our job is to understand ourselves. What I am now? What is my future destiny? That we should think. If we don't think, it will be whatever it is. God only knows. Nobody knows. Actually, we should think. What is this? We must understand the material modes of Mother Nature, material nature. Sat, Varajas, Tamogunas. The whole thing is that. Three lokas. In the Devaloka also it is there. It is there. It doesn't read them. Parvati Mata, all powerful goddess. Under her only everything is that. And Lord Shiva is her husband. Even she is such a powerful lady that Parvati Mata, Durga Mata, she has taken even half of his body. Ardha Shirya, Ardha Narishwara. She made him Ardha Narishwara. So even so God, a lady cannot touch, but she even taken half body of him. She is that powerful that you must understand. What does it mean? It means Mother Nature, material Mother Nature, which is there with you and me also. Our body is material of Mother and Parvati Mata. In this, Shiva is there. Lord Shiva is there. So that is the thing. So we should not get deluded. Once we know this, we should not get deluded. What they say, whatever we fall into attractions, physical attractions and all that, it's all because of the delusion, because of the ignorance. Yes, sir. Anyway, sir. So a person has to develop dispassion. That's how the vairagyam has to be developed. Dispassion, otherwise it will not come to us. Dispassion, vairagyam will not come to us. What is actual vairagyam? Actual vairagyam means what? We have to understand is the jnana diksha. But it doesn't come to us just like that. Jnana nobody can sell. All these people are having various institutions and all that. They say, hey, but they say कि हम devotion करेंगे, भक्ति करेंगे, भक्ति से dance करेंगे, नाच करेंगे, भक्ति से भजन करेंगे, भक्ति करेंगे. But then ultimately this passion you have to develop. See, the purpose of bhakti is to develop this passion. If, like Tulsi Das, Ram Das, these kind of people, this passion, then that kind of discussion we need to have. So bhakti, this passion we'll get it once we understand it. That is why Buddharit Atmana Atmana Atmana. We only have to help ourselves. Nobody can teach us. Nobody can make you say, nobody can tell me, yes, look, I am telling you this is knowledge, you do it, and then if I don't understand, I cannot do it. Or if I tell somebody this is knowledge, you do it, and they don't understand, they don't do it. So, this knowledge, we have to get it, and then through the knowledge, dispassion, discrimination, we have to get it. The discrimination, earlier we got the discrimination. So, we have to rise beyond our ego. Our ego doesn't allow us to actually cross over all these things. Ego says, I know what is he teaching, what is he talking about, I know much better than him. So that here comparison unnecessarily is coming. Who is comparing with whom? Nobody is comparing with anybody. But people they get into the ego. Ego doesn't leave us. Ego is part of the eight principles of Maya, of the Ashtaprakriti. Bhumi Avahana Vayu Kham Mano Buddhi Evacha Ahankar iti Ahankaram. It is there in us. I want to be Bhagavad Gita. No. That is what it is. It prevents us. It has prevented me also many times. But later on I realized, I kept on hearing, listening and attending so many discourses, so many Mahatmas. Then I understood they are talking sense. Like we talk about sense and nonsense. They're talking only sense. Because everybody is dying, everybody is passing off. Why? Because Earth is rotating. Nobody can stop the rotation of the day, morning and evening are happening. Sunrise and sunset are happening. It means time. Say if I am supposed to live for say 100 years, 100 years they pass by because day in, day out is happening. Day is passing, months are passing, years are also passing. Last year is gone, last year is gone, this year is going, next year is going to come in next 3 4 months. Next year will come. So this is what it is. I developed a dispassion. The eye of knowledge. This kind of thing we have to develop. And that means one day we will also pass by. That has to be very clear. If I say to God, Lord Yama, don't touch me, don't come to me. You say after 10, 15, 20 years, he says, who the hell are you? Your internal organs are gone. So you are gone, they say. No. Like Alexander deployed hundreds of doctors. They could not save him. So that's why he told, throw the bloody all that diamonds and this thing on the path of my graveyard, occupied graveyard. You are useless. You cannot save me. Nobody can save anybody here. So that is what we have to develop is dispassion. So gradually we will develop it. So as long as so he says he desires, as long as any desire, he has any desire for pleasures in the heart, he can never reach me. As long as egoism remains in his heart, no one can reach me. So like this he says, that's what we have to gradually understand. Now, so far I covered this much. And basically we are all forgetting our true self. That is the main problem. We need to understand that. That is the purpose of reading Bhagavad Gita. We have to remember who are we. Who are we? Again, we have covered it in chapter 2, 11 to 13. Now, but one thing we have to remember is, Mamayeva Amsha Jivaloke Jivabhuta Sanatana. We are all Jivabhuta Sanatana. We are all Jivabhutas. We are all having life principle in us. We eat food, we drink food, we go around, we see, we walk, we sleep, we talk, we express. This is Jivabhutam. Sanatana Jivabhutam. So that kind of, but this is an element of God only. That means you are God only. But we have to have that realization. I have to have realization, I am God. But it doesn't come just like that. No, I have to strongly believe it. I am God myself. You have to say, you are God. That kind of thing we have to, but we gradually develop it. So far, this is chapter 15. We covered chapter 13. Chapter 2, chapter 13 we covered. And chapter 15 also we have covered. We now are going to enter into the 6th chapter, chapter 6. Atmani Pashyanti. So we will just see in this 3-4 slokas he mentioned, Yada Vinetam Chittam, Atmani eva avatishtade, Nispruha Sarvakamebhyo, Yukta iti uchyate tada. When he is absorbed in the self alone, with a controlled mind, free from longing, from all desires, then he is said to be a saint. So, here we must understand the hidden meanings of this Lord Krishna's slokas to Arjuna. So, when he is absorbed in the self, with a controlled mind, free from longing, from all desires, then he is said to be a saint. So, we have to reach that stage. It's not that suddenly we can get, suddenly a person, a student cannot cross from class 3 to class 5 or class 3 to class 5 to class 8. He has to go through 6, 7 also. Or for class, there are exceptions, rare cases that I am not talking about. Out of lakhs and crores of people, maybe one person is asked in class 8 to class 10 promoted. Otherwise, generally, it's not. Class 8 to straight away degree, the first year BSc or BTech, first year BTech. He has to class 10th and class 12th, he has to clear it, then they enter into the BTech first year. So our medicine first year, whatever. So that way, we have to gradually grow up with controlled mind. We have to be absorbed in the self-alone. That will be first step. That means what? We have to keep doing meditation. We have to keep doing meditation in Nama Japa. That is one thing. We have to keep doing that. That step we have to do. There is no other way. After doing that step with a controlled mind, mind also has to be controlled. I should not get involved too much with my spouse, with my wife, with my children, then, with my relatives, with my friends, my outsiders, this, that. I should not get involved. Controlled mind. Only necessary interaction only we have to do. Unnecessary interaction we have to cut it. So that, and third part is free from longing. We cannot keep desiring everything. That also we have to gradually reduce it. Free from all desires. Free from longing from all desires. That we have to be reduced. Then he said to me saying, Achha, that is what it is. So now next portion. A person in whom there exists the sacred union of moderation and yogic practice, whose mind is resolved to remain forever in this holy place, is said to be alright. We always should remain in a holy place. We should make our home such a holy place, or not in the entire home. Our room can be made the puja room and a meditation room. That's called a holy place. There we should try to sit and all the practicing all this. Maybe only one puja room in the home. Only puja is done in that, or meditation is done in that. For rest remaining, all other also in remaining places. So like this is a great difficulty to make it up. 1 year back I made it, and initially people have laughed at me in my house. My wife and my children and all that. I said, wait, this is what I am about 65 years now. No question of
In one room you made a puja room.
in my flat, there's a 3-bedroom flat. One bedroom is
Yeah.
puja room and meditation room.
Okay, one full room.
A full room itself, puja room. You enter into that room that we are doing puja and meditation. That's all. Only we don't enter into that room. Reminding you of eating sleep in there. Initially they wondered, it never happened here, so many houses. 600 houses, 650 houses. No, we have never seen. I am different. She was on the side. This is Keshav Rao. Retired colonel. Meditation room has to be there. Anyway, he says that the room should be also a holy place, a sacred place. Our attempt is that. Now, sir, next point is ki yatha dhidvo diva atmani pashyanti. We are still in the topic only, we have not deviated. Atmani pashyanti, that means we are able to see this very most difficult topic, impossible topic. Who can ever seen atmani pashyanti? You take any top class people in the world, in the country today, top gurus, Guru, what's that called? Jaggi Vasudev or anybody, so 2-3 men, that Sri Ravi Shankar or Ramdev Baba, you ask, or anybody, who has, have you seen Atma? No, they say nobody, we have not seen. So that topic we are covering up. We will be able to see, that's what I am telling you. We will be able to see, even as big people with the rich people spending money, which they are not seeing, we will be able to see by these practices. Sarah? The soul principle, yourself. You will be able to see yourself, the soul principle, the fraction of the God. So, as a lamp, sir, as a lamp in a windless space does not flicker. You imagine, just imagine, there's the lamp here, and there is no wind here. The lamp does not flicker. The lamp lights in a steady manner. Similarly, to such is compared the yogin of controlled mind performing the yoga of the self. That is what. So our mind, controlled mind, mind is inside our body. So as the lamp is in a steady windless place, is not flickering, our mind doesn't flicker. Otherwise, our mind is flickering right now. Right now, I'm thinking. Right now, a lot of people will think that I am thinking, what should I do after this class? I have to go to the ATM to get money for my wife, as he told me, and thereafter I have to attend the puja if possible in the community hall. These various thoughts.
At what time is the puja, sir, here?
So, say after 6, madam. Tomorrow it is starting at 7. Puja, morning. Tomorrow final day, and then 8 o'clock is the home also they are doing. If you are interested, you can attend it. So by 8 o'clock, home. So anyway, like as a lamp in a windless place doesn't flicker, to such a is compared the yogin of the controlled mind. Here we must focus the main idea, main topic, the controlled mind. You and me, we should strive to have the controlled mind, performing the yoga of the self. That is what it is. Furthermore, one characteristic is that the person's mind is like a lamp in set in a windless place. When the next is Yatra Uparamati Chittam Niruddham Yoga Sevaya is most important sloka of this topic. Yatra Uparamati Chittam Niruddham Yoga Sevaya Yatra Chayeva Atmana Atmanam Pashan Atmani Tushyati. This chapter 6, 20th sloka. Yatra Uparamati Chittam Ramate Upara. Ramate means attracted towards outgoing. Ramate. Uparamate, withdrawing. Yatra Uparamate Chittam. When it is withdrawing, it might say my mind is going towards he, it, she, they, that, this activity, my mind is going out. That is Ramate. My mind is Ramate. My mind is Uparamate. My mind is coming back from he, it, she, they, that, this. It's coming back to me. Yatra Uparamate Chittam. My mind is being withdrawn. Yatra Uparamate Chittam. Niruddham Yoga Sevaya. Then my Chittam is not getting involved in that. Niruddham Yoga Sevaya. By the yoga practice, by the practice of yoga. Say we are doing meditation, we are sitting in our room. Or we are withdrawing our mind from all outer and outside. So that is what it is. Yatra Chayeva Atmana Atmana Pashan Atman. That such people, once you are sitting inside the home and then doing meditation, concentration on yourself, then you will be able to see. You say Yatra Chayeva Atmana Atmana Pashan Atmana Pashan. So then he sees the Atma, and then he is blissful in Atma. He is so peaceful, he is calm in his Atma. He is not bothered too much, worried too much. He doesn't cry too much. So that is what. It's like when the mind comes to rest, Yatra Uparamati, when the mind comes to rest, means the mind is not going outside. The mind is, say for example, उधर community hall में क्या हो रहा है बाहर में, उधर कहीं हो रहा है क्या, सब क्या हो रहा है सब. No problem, no issue. I don't know anything, I don't bother. कहीं कहीं पे बारिश हो रहा है, कहीं कहीं स्टेट्स में बारिश हो रहा है. So no problem. What can I do? पंजाब में बारिश हो रहा है, राजस्थान में बारिश हो रहा है, JNK में बारिश हो रहा है, हिमाचल में बारिश हो रहा है, तेलंगाना में बारिश हो रहा है. What can I do? I cannot stop any बारिश anywhere. So when I withdraw myself, when my mind is at rest. I met some time back, some 2-3 years back. I am surprised, that's why I am telling you this. I met two Mahatmas. Totally Mahatma means really devoted to God and Puja and all. Very rarely one could meet them, so I am lucky to meet them. And I told them, it's becoming 9 o'clock in the night. I told them, bhai, I have to go to home. They said, why? I have to listen to the news. I told them, news? We never listen. देखा ये तुम लोग बड़े महात्मा लोग हैं, तो सब ज्ञानी लोग हैं. No, न्यूज़ बढ़ में आना तो न्यूज़. अरे मैंने तुम्हारे यहाँ पे कनाडा में वगैरह में बहुत फ्लड हो रहा है, ये हो रहा वो हो रहा है. Some villages are submerged and all those things. Villas of agricultural land is being submerged with water. We don't bother. No news, no botheration. What can we do by listening to the news? We don't see news at all. I told them, bhai, I see news every day. Without seeing news, I don't sleep. I don't go to bed. No, we don't bother. Then I understood. Firstly, I looked at them, what kind of people are these? But I understood after reading Bhagavad Gita, Yatra Uparamati Chittam Niruddham Yoga. They withdraw their mind from the outside. हमें क्या करना है? जहाँ पर बाहर हो रहा है, हम क्या कर सकते हैं? Uparamati Chittam Niruddham Yoga Sevaya. तत्र से ये आत्मा आत्मान पश्यन् आत्मतुष्टि. That's why they are able to. They keep praying God, oh Lord Shiva, Lord Vishnu, Lord Shiva, Mata Parvati, Jaganmata, Mata Parvati, Jaganmata, Kanchi Kamekshri, Kamakshi. They keep praying. They have withdrawn their mind. And I have never not withdrawn my mind. I say as a citizen of India, I must know what is happening. Even today night also, I'll see the news at 9 o'clock. But then I could not withdraw, but they withdraw. They are happy. They don't bother anything. Just only pray God. They are happy. How can you be happy? As a responsible citizen, you must know. Now, what I can. No, Om Namah Shivaya. Such people are there. After meeting them, then my 50% is reduced. That kind of, because at least I must reduce 50%. I'm wasting too much time on the TV news and local news and regional news, world news, national news, international news. Oh my God, I said cut. Most of the things I cut. And everybody talks like now, everybody talks like a big administrator.
Encyclopedia.
Everybody talks. People say, hey, why Trump is imposing this penalties, 50% penalties. No.
They are not asking.
Everybody is talking about that. What Modi is doing, what this thing, what that thing, why
My
China is.
father's elder brother was like that. Totally dissociated with the world.
So well, that's anyway, good people, lucky people. Because life is passing out. We must focus ourselves on us only. Only intelligent people will do that. Foolish people.
We used to think he's not intelligent.
But he is
When we,
intelligent. Now, so sloka 21, Sukham Atyantikam is a Phalashruti type. No, two more slokas are there. If we do like that, if you withdraw your mind from the outside world, what is going to happen? The next 2-3 slokas are there, very important. Sukham Atyantikam yattat buddhigrahyam atindriyam vetti yatrana cha eva ayam sthita chalati tattvata. Sukham Atyantikam. Such people are going to get boundless Sukham. Boundless. When I'll read it in English. He knows that infinite happiness, which is grasped by the intellect and transcends the senses and established there, does not deviate from the truth. This is the thing we are going to get it. See, we cannot overpower our senses. There is no way we can overpower our senses. Our mind wants to see something. Our mind wants to see something beautiful and all that. Our ears want to hear some good, some
Good
nice
song.
music, good songs. See, so our senses, my tongue wants to eat something tasty. I keep asking in the home in the morning many times, क्या है कुछ munching के लिए some tasty, sweet, some salty, something. I keep eating them. So I'm the boss of the house, so they don't say no. They keep giving something or other. But point here is I'm observing my tongue. What is my tongue sense a taste? It wants to taste. It wants to listen. It wants to see. These kind of things. So here the Phalashruti of this Dhyana Yogam, Sukham Atyantikam yattat buddhigrahyam atindriyam vetti yatra cha evayam sthita chalati tattvata. That means, once again I read in English, he knows that infinite happiness which is grasped by the intellect and transcends the senses. It transcends the sense. It transcends the self. The senses, that our intellect transcends the self. It doesn't, and establishes there, does not deviate from the truth. Our intellect does not deviate from the truth, from the God. It is all waste. कितना खा लेगा, कितना पिएगा, कितना दिखेगा, कितना सुनेगा. Your senses are getting tired. The truth is that. So this is what it will give us. The senses can be controlled by resolute practice of yogic posture, which I have explained to you from 10th to 15th of this slokas of the chapter. He says, sir, to control the senses, then Rajan, sir, there is no other way to control the senses, first of all. Let us be very clear about some truths, then only we are in the realistic mode. Otherwise we will be in deluded mode. We should not be deluded, we should be realistic. Realistic is we cannot control the senses. Nobody, we means the whole great lot, entire lot, they cannot control their senses. Somebody will just speak, just keep speaking, because they are not able to control their senses. So like this way. So what happens, somebody will keep commenting on others. So, in our relatives, families, or friends also, they keep commenting, because they are not able to control their senses. So point here is that the way to control their senses is, Lord Krishna said in chapter 6, from 10 to 15, he mentioned it. That is, samam kayam sirogrivam bharya ratram siraha samutrekshana asagardram swam dishishanavalokam prashantatma vigadati brahmachari vyapasya manasanyame machate asina makkaraha. He says that you have to sit in the posture, yogic posture, Padmasana or Sukhasana, then focus on yourself. That is the only way to control the senses. That is why you see all times Lord Shiva, Paramashiva, Maheshwara, Shankara Bhagavan, he is always, you see in which posture? He is always sitting with Padmasana or Sukhasana, and then he is focusing on that. That's all.
I like Lord Vishnu's posture.
Lord
Vishnu's.
Vishnu's
Vishnu Maya.
Lakshmi's
In
blessing is
confidence.
there.
They call me
Bill
some Mahamaya Nitra, something.
Ananta Shayana.
Ananta Shayana. Because goddess has made him like that. Goddess Nidra, Yadevi Sarvabhuteshu Nidra Rupena Samstita, that Mahamaya. Then what you said is Yoga Nidra, sir. She entered him, and then she enters all of us also. Let me tell you this. I tell you that I told you earlier also. The secret to deep sleep. Say you wanted to get deep sleep. What you do? Don't take any capsules and any medicine. You just keep praying Goddess Parvati only. And in that also you keep saying that Om Yadevi Sarvabhuteshu Nidra Rupena Samstita Namaskar. Keep repeating it 10, 15, 20 times, 30 times. Keep doing it 50 times, keep repeating this. I'm telling you, you gradually go to deep sleep. You get up only in the morning. That is what is going to happen. She's a sleep form in us. So anyway, so that kind of thing, sir. So here we are going to get it what? We are going to get Sukham Atyantikam, infinite happiness, infinite happiness. This you must remember all this, because we are talking about non-materialistic self. And sir, and we must know, then the mind turns away from sense objects, and so it immediately recognizes its own true nature, saying that I am the self. Our mind itself realizes, our buddhi realizes, our intellect realizes that I am the self itself. I am the self. Then once there is no anything other than the self, then the tension, our tension reduces. See, if I take it, my son is different from me, then I'll have different thoughts about my wife is different from me, then I am having different thoughts. If I say I'm the self, they are all the self, everything is self. We say that, a lot of our tensions reduce because everything is self. Ultimately, we cannot do any harm to anybody, and nobody can do any harm to us. So I'm the self. You keep saying that, then what happens is that our tension will reduce. And say yam lavvacha aparam labham manyate na adhikam tata yasmai sito na dukkena gurunapi vichalite. Having attained this, no greater gain can be imagined. Established in this, he is not moved even by profound sorrows. So if we are there in this, we are not moved by our sorrows also. Last thing is tam vidyat dukha sanyoga viyoga, 23rd sloka of chapter 6. Tam vidyat dukha sanyoga viyoga yoga sangitam sa nichayana yuktavyo yoga anirpana chepasa. This means what, sir? Let this dissolution of the union with pain be known as yoga. What is yoga actually, you say? Our thing is, when we are associated with pain, or pleasure, sense pleasures, it is called pain. When we are associated with the sense pleasures, it is called pain. Dukkham, the result is dukkham. When we are having disassociation or dissolution of union with pain, it is known as yoga. This yoga is said to be practiced with a determination and with an undismayed mind, this kind of a thing. Now, because of the sweetness of this joy, the mind which was held in the bondage of worldly life gives up all desire. So our mind is generally so far what it is held up in the worldly desires. We have worldly desires. Who doesn't have worldly desires, you tell me? Like you say, everybody, there's millions of people all are having worldly desires. किसी का वाइफ है, किसी का बेटा है, किसी बेटी है, किसी फैमिली, किसी का मदर है, किसी का फादर है, किसी का सन है, किसी का ब्रदर है, किसी का कोई कुछ है, कुछ स्वीट हार्ट है, कोई लवर है, कोई ऐसा कुछ है. सो वर्ल्डली कोई फ्रेंड है, कोई एम्प्लॉयर है, कोई बॉस है, कोई जूनियर है, कोई सीनियर है, कोई कुछ है. सो दैट काइंड ऑफ थिंग, ऑल दिस बॉन्डेज ऑफ वर्ल्डली लाइफ, that when we give up that kind of thing, then all desire will be lost. But this will take time. We should keep practicing. The beauty of this yoga is yoga, this kingdom of contentment. Sant Jnaneshwar Maharaj has mentioned this. This is the kingdom of contentment. Kingdom of contentment. So kingdom of peace, kingdom of contentment. That is very rarely found here in the world. The kingdom of contentment, for which wisdom is the essential. So for that, wisdom is the essential to enter into the kingdom of contentment. So without contentment, we cannot enter into that. So I must be satisfied with whatever I am having. If I am still unsatisfied with whatever I am having, I cannot enter into the kingdom of contentment. Must be clearly seen by the mind through the practice of yoga. It's only possible when we through the practice of yoga only it's possible. There's no way other way. So that means what? That means we should keep practicing that yoga, that meditation. We should keep practicing. We should control our mind. We should control our senses. We should practice. We should focus on the self inside. Then must be clear. Then only our mind will see this kind of a thing. Otherwise, mind will not see. Mind is keep going out, going out. Seeing it, the seer become transformed into it. After seeing that the soul principle, the mind will be transformed. That is the only way, sir. No other shortcut. They say there is no shortcut to success. This is the way. So, this we have seen that final conclusion sentence is that our mind has to see the God, the soul. For that mind has to be stillness, mind has to be still, mind has to be calm, mind has to be withdrawn from outside world. Then it will become the seer. It itself will become, oh, मैं तो एक ही है. That he will realize the God. That is why even after leaving the body also, mind will go into that only, that Paramatma, supreme peace. So we finished it. We'll do 3 times Omkaram chanting. Om Tat Sat.
ओम तत्सत्
सर्वं श्री कृष्णार्पणमस्तु.
सर्वं श्रीकृष्णार्पणमस्तु.
लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु. सर्वे जनाः सुखिनो भवन्तु. ओम शांति शांति शांति.